Familiarize with thermostatic and electronic expansion valve. Hello, my name is Charumadi. I hope you are all excited for today's session. In this module, we are going to familiarize ourselves with thermostatic and electronic expansion valves. At the end of this exercise, you will be able to identify the parts of a thermostatic expansion valve. TXV. Identify electronic expansion valve EEV and check its working. Now, let us take a look at the equipment, materials and tools required to do this exercise.
Tool and instruments required are double end spanner 6 mm to 24 mm 1 set, adjustable wrench 6 1 number, tube cutter 1 number. Equipment required: thermostatic expansion valve with bulb line 1 number, thermostatic expansion valve with external equalizer 1 number, electronic expansion valve 1 number. Materials needed: bunny and cloth, 6 mm flare nut 6 numbers, 6 mm soft copper tubing. The thermostatic expansion valve TEV, also referred to as a thermostatic expansion device TED, is one of the vital components in industrial or commercial refrigeration systems, alongside the compressor, evaporator, and condenser. These systems typically feature multiple evaporators, each equipped with a thermostatic expansion valve to manage the flow of refrigerant into them. There are a variety of thermostatic expansion valves that are produced, tailored to specific system requirements. Engineers and technicians select valves based on these parameters to suit the needs of the refrigeration system they are working on. Essentially, a thermostatic expansion valve regulates the flow of refrigerant entering the evaporator by reducing its pressure and adjusting mass flow. It accomplishes this by monitoring the refrigerant temperature at the evaporator outlet, ensuring a consistent temperature by modulating the refrigerant flow automatically. Parts of a thermostatic expansion valve. Externally visible components of a thermostatic expansion valve include the body, bulb, and capillary tube. The body, typically made of brass or stainless steel, features 3 connections: refrigerant inlet, refrigerant outlet, and an equalization port. Additionally, the body houses a regulating screw and a plate-shaped head. Extending from the head is the capillary tube, terminating with a bulb. Internally, the TEV comprises a cylindrical assembly containing a calibrated orifice to reduce refrigerant pressure upon entry. Within this assembly, a screen is included to trap debris and impurities. Furthermore, situated inside the plate-shaped head, a hermetic diaphragm separates the gas within the bulb and capillary from the refrigerant in the system. This diaphragm transmits its expansion or contraction to a needle, which adjusts the valve seat's opening or closing. Consequently, the thermostatic expansion valve regulates the refrigerant flow exiting the valve. Thermostatic expansion valves also feature a spring, which opposes the diaphragm's movement. The force of this spring is fine-tuned using a calibration screw. How do thermostatic expansion valves operate? Upon activating the refrigeration system and with the cooling area at a high temperature, the bulb remains at ambient temperature. Consequently, the gas within the bulb reaches maximum pressure, fully expanding the internal diaphragm of the valve. Under these conditions, the diaphragm's force surpasses that of both the spring and the refrigerant pressure, causing the valve to fully open and allowing maximum refrigerant flow through the evaporator. As the room and bulb temperature decrease, the pressure of the gas within the bulb diminishes, reducing the force acting on the diaphragm. Consequently, the force exerted by the spring and the refrigerant pressure tend to close the TEV, thereby decreasing the refrigerant flow to the evaporator. Eventually, as the room temperature stabilizes, the forces of the diaphragm, spring, and refrigerant achieve equilibrium. Now, your first task is to identify the parts of electronic expansion valve. Identify the names of labeled parts of electronic expansion valve. Various parts of TEV are: the main body, refrigerant inlet, refrigerant outlet, removable cap, power head, capillary tube, sensing bulb, record and table 1 of record sheet. Working of TXV. 3 distinct forces influence the operation of a TXV: bulb pressure, spring pressure, and evaporator pressure. Bulb pressure originates from the bulb positioned at the evaporator outlet. It detects suction temperature and prompts the diaphragm to descend in response to any elevation. Spring pressure remains constant and opposes the bulb pressure by pushing upwards against the diaphragm. This pressure is calibrated during valve setup by the equipment manufacturer or installer. Evaporator pressure raises the diaphragm when suction pressure increases, stemming from the evaporator's workload on the system, which fluctuates with varying operating conditions, such as room temperature alterations. The valve's opening or closing is determined by the equilibrium among these 3 pressures. Electronic expansion valves, EEV, serve a crucial role in a range of refrigeration setups like commercial cool rooms and walk-in freezers. Their primary function is to precisely regulate the refrigerant flow into the evaporator. Unlike traditional thermostatic expansion valves, TEV, which rely on mechanical components like springs and pushrods, EEVs employ a more advanced design for enhanced accuracy and efficiency. By responding to signals from an electronic controller, EEVs adjust the refrigerant flow into the evaporator, enabling the refrigeration system to operate with heightened precision and efficiency. EEV components. Do you know how an electronic expansion valve controls the precise amount of refrigerant that flows into the evaporator? This is based on the demand, which causes a small motor, known as a step or stepper motor, to be employed to open and close a valve port to achieve a certain superheat that avoids liquid refrigerant from entering the compressor. Governed by an electric controller, these motors rotate a fraction of a revolution with each signal they receive. Operating at up to 200 steps per second, they retain the count of step signals, enabling them to return the valve to any previous position as needed. This capability allows for precise regulation of the refrigerant flow. Electronic signals sent to the EEV typically come from a thermistor linked to discharge airflow in refrigerators. A thermistor, which is a resistor that alters its resistance with temperature changes, is used. Additionally, other sensors monitor evaporator superheat, safeguarding the compressor from liquid floodback during low superheat conditions. Pressure transducers can also be connected to the controller to manage pressure, temperature, and superheat. Consisting of 3 wires, with 2 providing power and the third serving as an output signal, pressure transducers increase the voltage output as system pressure rises. The controller utilizes this voltage to ascertain the system's temperature using a pressure temperature table programmed within it. Benefits of using an EEV. The primary advantage of employing an EEV is the reduction in energy consumption by the refrigeration system, resulting in enhanced performance. Precise control. Swift and accurate response to load changes. Dispenses the exact amount of refrigerant required. Achieves energy savings of up to 15%. Offers a broader part load variation compared to TEV. Maintains maximum capacity control even at part loads. The versatility of EEVs in various applications is attributed to their ability to provide compressor floodback protection while maintaining control over the set point of refrigerator case discharge air temperature. Some EEV controllers can also be customized for specific control applications. Your next task is to identify the parts of an electronic expansion valve. Identify the names of labeled parts of electronic expansion valve. The various parts of EEV are stator housing, stepper motor, valve body, coils, permanent magnet, shaft, threaded section, valve needle. Record in Table 2 of record sheet.
We have come to the end of the exercise. Let us have a recap on what we have learned in this module. We have learned to differentiate between thermostatic and electronic expansion valves. Thus, we have also learned to identify the parts of a thermostatic expansion valve TXV and electronic expansion valve EEV. Hope you have a clear understanding of this. Do this exercise with the help of your instructor. Thank you.